Questions orales. The honourable member for Dufferin-Caledon.
The Prime Minister ran on elbows up, promising dollar-for-dollar tariffs on the U.S. and promising this would generate $20 billion in revenue. It turns out it was actually elbows down, and the Prime Minister broke his promise and secretly cancelled those tariffs. Now Trump is threatening 50% tariffs on Canadian steel, which will devastate Canada's steel industry and put thousands of steel workers out of their jobs. Can the Prime Minister look steel workers in the eye, tell them it wasn't actually elbows down, and how much money his tariffs will actually generate?
L'honorable ministre des Finances et du Revenu national.
Mr. Speaker, we have been clear in this House and the Prime Minister we will fight, Mr. Speaker, against these unjustified and illegal tariffs on Canadian steel and aluminium, Mr. Speaker. We're going to protect our workers and our industry, and the Minister of Industry already spoke about that over the weekend. And we're going to build a strong Canada, Mr. Speaker. We're going to build a Canada of tomorrow, a confident Canada, a prosperous Canada, a Canada that we can all be proud of, Mr. Speaker.
The honourable member for Dufferin-Caledon.
It doesn't matter which Liberal stands up to answer a question in this Parliament or last Parliament. They just actually never answer a question, Mr. Speaker. And it's not complicated. Elbows up was dollar-for-dollar tariffs. Has the Prime Minister already broken his promise to steelworkers, or was elbows up simply just fake news? And now we're facing the Trump tariffs, and steelworkers from coast to coast to coast are in serious jeopardy of losing their jobs. It's a simple question. How much money from these quote-unquote elbows-up tariffs have they generated?
L'honorable ministre de l'Industrie.
We know that there's a lot of anxiety across the country, particularly when it comes to the steel and aluminum sectors. That's why over the weekend I've been in contact with industry leaders as well as union leaders, and we will continue to make sure that we protect their jobs. In order to be in solution mode, Mr. Speaker, we will make sure that Canadian steel and aluminum is used in our major infrastructure projects. That is why steel workers have said over the weekend, at a time where our steel and aluminum sectors are being hit by massive U.S. tariffs, this is the kind of leadership we've been demanding, and it has delivered.
The honourable member for Kildonan St. Paul.
To be clear, the Prime Minister promised elbows up against U.S. tariffs. He promised dollar-for-dollar counter tariffs. He promised it would generate $20 billion in revenue, but he broke those promises. He secretly dropped counter tariffs to effectively zero. He stopped fighting back against President Trump pretty early on, and now Trump is threatening to double tariffs on Canadian steel to 50%, a direct attack against our workers, their livelihoods, and the Canadian economy. So if the Prime Minister really is elbows up, if he's really fighting back, can he tell our steelworkers how many dollars have been collected in counter-tariff revenue from the U.S.? How many dollars? What's the number, Mr. Speaker?
L'honorable ministre de l'Industrie.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I would like to thank my colleague and congratulate her for the fact that she will be now my critic. So good news, looking forward to working with her. Indeed, the comments coming out of the White House are preoccupying. That being said, no executive order has been signed yet. So we take these comments very seriously, but we are working on all scenarios. That's why the Prime Minister is in Saskatoon meeting with the premiers of the provinces and territories. And that's also why we will make sure that we execute our plan, fight, protect, and build. Thank you.
The honourable member for Kildonan St. Paul.
I didn't hear a dollar amount on revenue from those counter tariffs, so we can assume it's effectively zero. And if the steel tariffs weren't bad enough, the Prime Minister is determined to keep the industrial carbon tax on our steel production, driving up the cost of steel production here at home, which perhaps is really no surprise given the Prime Minister said he claimed that Canadians don't even use that much steel, as if we don't use dishwashers and fridges and cars and pots and pans and baby strollers and housing infrastructure, all of which are made with steel, Mr. Speaker. So how can the Prime Minister claim to be elbows up for workers and fighting for affordability while keeping a punishing carbon tax on our Canadian steel producers?
L'honorable ministre des Finances et du Revenu national.
Mr. Speaker, we will take no lesson from the Conservatives, Mr. Speaker. We have put in place as a country, as a nation, the largest counter-tariff in our nation history, Mr. Speaker, to protect our workers in the steel industry, in the aluminum industry, in the forestry sector, in all the sectors of our economy to defend our workers and our industry, Mr. Speaker. We should all in this room, in this House, stand proudly to defend Canadian workers, defend Canadian industry, and build Canada strong. That's Canadian, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable député de Chicoutimi-Le Fjord.
Monsieur le Président, les travailleurs de l'aluminium de chez nous, au Saguenay, sont très inquiets. Le premier ministre avait promis aux Canadiens de se tenir debout devant les Américains et ses tarifs. Et pourtant, le président Trump nous menace encore une fois d'imposer une hausse de 50 %. Pendant ce temps, le gouvernement libéral a réduit les tarifs sur les produits américains à presque zéro, mais le premier ministre nous affirmait qu'elle allait récolter 20 milliards de dollars. Est-ce que nos travailleurs du Saguenay peuvent savoir combien le PM a récolté en compte tarif jusqu'à maintenant?
L'honorable ministre de l'Industrie.
Écoutez, je comprends l'anxiété présentée par mon collègue. Elle est partagée à travers le secteur de l'aluminium. C'est pourquoi, en fin de semaine, j'étais au sommet de l'aluminium dimanche soir à Montréal à rencontrer non seulement les leaders de l'industrie, mais aussi à parler avec les syndicats. Nous allons continuer de soutenir notre secteur de l'aluminium au Québec. Nous allons utiliser l'aluminium et l'acier québécois et canadien dans nos projets d'infrastructure. Nous allons créer des jobs, nous allons les protéger et nous allons être en mesure de nous défendre contre cette injustice lancée par la Maison-Blanche. Merci, M. le Président.
Honorable député de Chicoutimi-Le Fjord.
Monsieur le Président, de nombreux Canadiens ont voté pour le premier ministre en pensant qu'elle allait tenir tête au président Trump. Mais ça n'a pas été long qui a supprimé les comptes tarifs sur les produits américains. Ensuite, il a affirmé qu'il serait plus responsable sur le plan financier, mais il présente des prévisions de dépenses encore plus importantes que son prédécesseur. Il parle comme un conservateur, mais gouverne comme Justin Trudeau. Il dit une chose, puis il fait le contraire. Quand le premier ministre va-t-il arrêter d'avoir un double discours?
L'honorable ministre des Finances et du Revenu national.
Je suis surpris d'entendre les commentaires de mon collègue. Il devrait être fier, au contraire, d'avoir un gouvernement qui se tient debout face aux Américains, Monsieur le Président. Si on avait écouté les conservateurs, on aurait capitulé. De ce côté-ci de la Chambre, on se tient debout, Monsieur le Président, pour défendre les travailleurs, l'industrie. On connaît l'importance de l'industrie d'aluminium au Québec, Monsieur le Président. On connaît le talent, l'expertise de nos travailleurs, Monsieur le Président. Le meilleur aluminium au monde est produit chez nous, au Canada, au Québec. On va continuer de défendre l'industrie, défendre nos travailleurs, bâtir un pays fort ensemble, Monsieur le Président.
L'honorable député de